I was just able to catch a fleeting glint of pride in his eyes, as if to say, "Look at this. We've also got a few tricks up our sleeve." But as it turned out, the surprises weren't over. The second fox stepped out decisively from behind the albino. Her black fur was standing anxiously on end, but her azure blue eyes bore a distinct look of challenge. Based on the sloping scar on her right cheek, she was not accustomed to retreating. Unwittingly admiring her unusual black and white fur coloration, I tried to find an apt comparison. As if able to hear my thoughts, Merc said, "And this is onyx." I chuckled to myself. Well, of course, onyx, a coal-black stone with veins of white. Noticing my smile, the black fox tilted her head slightly to the side and drolly flicked the white tips of her ears. Trying not to reveal my embarrassment, I switched to magic vision. Whoa! Looks like we got ourselves another Magess here. Amber and Onyx only unlocked their magic supplies recently, Merc explained when he saw my reaction. You might say we all worked together gathering tablets for them. They were already strong warriors, but now they can also provide magic support for you. Me? I asked in surprise. We know that you are a great mage, and that your beast is always ready to come to your aid, but the head of an order should never be unprotected. Your life now is more valuable than ever, and the higher your chances of staying safe, the longer the whole order will last. I frowned. And don't you worry about their small size. Merc took my reaction in his own way. It's actually a good thing. Think about it. Anyone who might want to kill you will underestimate them. Onyx, for example, can always cover you with a magic shield, while Amber can go invisible. Take a look at her blades. While you defend, she can be out sowing death in the ranks of your enemies. Merc's warriors nodded in agreement to his every word. Looks like they discussed ways the Fox sisters could defend me a few times already. I'm not opposed personally, but there is one catch. Even if they all become monster hunters, who can guarantee my own guards won't stab me in the back? Beyond that, they will give Merc 2 pairs of eyes and ears. I, of course, understand that we've been through a lot together over the last few weeks, but it's still just the beginning. Very soon, hopefully in the near future, the Order will start to grow and expand. Who knows whether my new wards will be able to overcome the temptation to take all those riches for themselves. I will doubtlessly take measures because, thankfully, the Magisters of the Order have many tools at their disposal which, by the way, I still have yet to look through. But sooner or later, I'll have to select at least one Magister from among this dozen. Might they then, as a consequence, following their own self-interest, pull the comforter of power over to their side of the bed? I had already racked my brains over that question a few times. Seemingly, all my doubts were written on my face. The warriors started trading glances. They clearly were not expecting this reaction. My silence threatened to draw on. I didn't want to offend my allies by refusing, but I didn't want to keep potential Fang spies around me day and night either. Although disregarding all the potential negatives, I did appreciate the offer. Unexpectedly, my prospective bodyguards proposed a solution themselves. With a glance and a short nod to one another, the warrior women took a decisive step forward and bowed their heads. Just then, a system message appeared before my eyes saying that Onyx and Amber wished to become my familiars. Based on the gaping looks on the tribesmen's faces, the warrior women's action came as a surprise to them. But strange as it may have been, it didn't anger anyone. I glanced at the albino. He just shrugged his shoulders slightly and gave a short nod, recognizing the warrior's right to act as they saw fit. Are you sure about this? I asked. The Magesses traded glances and responded almost with one voice, Yes. I chuckled to myself. Based on their darting glances, the rogues had already long since made up their minds. I was bothered by the fact that the foxes had done this without asking their commander. The prospect of gaining 2 unpredictable familiars had me somewhat afraid. But I was sure of one thing. A familiar would never betray their master. Well, if your minds are made up, I said, then let it be. I accept. The warrior women shuddered at once, having received a notification that they would be under my authority from that point forward. I smiled openly and extended my hands to help them to their feet. Smiles played on their slightly baffled faces. To be frank, I didn't totally understand what they'd done.